I want to hear your best hot takes. What's up? Good morning. Welcome to the Cohn phone. I'm Grant Cohn, sitting on my Cohn throne, thinking about the 49ers. I'm going to take your calls, starting with Korean Niner, of course, the number one Cohn phone caller of all time, undisputed. But I got my own. And the theme of today is hot takes. I want the hottest of the take. I want you to blow my socks off with your take, because you've been watching this team all off season. We haven't done a Cohn phone in a while. We're about to start the season. I want to know what you think. So I got maybe a low level hot take. Maybe it's not about the whole team. It's just about one player, Juwan Jennings. I think this guy is done with the 49ers. I don't think he's ever going to play another game with the 49ers. And of course, that means he'll suit up week one. I just don't see how this gets resolved unless the Niners just cave, which I don't think they're going to do this time. They could give him an extension. They could give him a raise and he'd play. Saving that, I think the Niners think that he'll just show up and they're calling his bluff. But I think that from his perspective, it makes more sense to not play football this year than to play it on his current salary. Let's look at it from his perspective. If he doesn't play at all, says his calf hurts, he wouldn't get the escalators in his contract. He might miss out on $1 or $2 million, but he'd still get his game checks. So he'd still get like $6-7 million. So there is some downside to sitting out the entire year. Also, it may turn off other teams if they think he's dogging it or whatever. But if he plays and suffers a serious injury like Brandon Ayuk did last year, or lots of football players do all the time, then there's no payday for him next year. If he gets to free agency next year healthy, he'd be the top 1 or 2 wide receiver. I mean, Mike Evans will be a free agent if he gets to free agency. He's like 33 years old. After him, it's probably Jennings as the top free agent on the market. Will he get $25 million a year? Probably not. But he'll get a whole lot more than the Niners are offering him. So I think it is in his interest not to play for a couple. I mean, not just because all the risk he has from playing, but if he doesn't play and the Niners lose, and that kind of shows the Niners in the league his value. You thought you could replace me with Kendrick Bourne. You thought you could replace me with Demarcus Robinson. Guess you can't. Guess I actually am an A-list wide receiver who deserves $20 million a year, because when I'm not there, you guys don't convert on third down, yada, yada, yada. Look at, maybe he wins, maybe he doesn't, but I think he's at that point. His agent, people aren't taking him seriously. His agent is Drew Rosenhaus. Drew Rosenhaus is not messing around. This is like the number one agent in sports. And I don't think he's going to come this far to say, like, you know what, we tried. Good try, Juwan. Let's just go out there and play week one like nothing ever happened. So if that's what he's willing to do, sit out all year, it's my guess. What they should do is trade him, but I have a bad feeling that they're going to stubbornly hold on to him, just like they're stubbornly holding on to Jake Moody. And why would they stubbornly hold on to Juwan Jennings? Because they want to show that players can't push him around, agents can't push him around. Okay, but this is a huge distraction. Like, what makes this that much different than the Ayuk situation? Ayuk just was pretty outward about holding in. Jennings hasn't really talked about it, but I think that's smarter, because now he's not going to face any fines. He can just say that his calf hurts all season, and get paid. I mean, Christian McCaffrey did that last year. I'm not saying he wasn't hurt, but the Niners doctors checked him out before the season and said, yeah, we think he might be able to play week one. Questionable. There's a chance. And then McCaffrey was like, here's the thing. I'm not going to play until week 10, and I have to go to Germany. This just don't feel right. And my team thinks I need more time. So why couldn't Jennings do the same thing? Niners didn't bug McCaffrey about his timeline. Take as much time as you need, Christian, please. So why not for Jennings? His calves hurt. Calves are really finicky, as Kyle Shanahan said. So just trade him. Trade him for someone who wants to be on the team, or a pick. because he doesn't want to be here anymore unless you give him an extension, which you should have done a month ago if you wanted to give it to him, because the relationship is messed up now. It's just like the Ayuk situation. You paid Ayuk, and it still seemed like it took a year plus to fix the relationship, if you have fixed it at all. I don't know. I noticed that the Niners did a photo shoot for their new. Here's another hot take, and I'm going to take Korean Niner on the show. I noticed the Niners did a photo shoot for their new uniforms. Check it out on their website, and they had like certain players modeling the threads. You know, you got a lot of George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy with their helmet off. You know, good lighting on their face of the franchise. Fred Warner as well, and they had a few pictures of Brandon Ayuk, but it's impossible to tell whether it's really Ayuk or like a mannequin with an Ayuk jersey on it because they're so close up. So if Ayuk was there, they really missed an opportunity to like show that he was there. It might as well have been a mannequin. And then they had a bunch of pictures of Lenore as well, but not one picture where you can actually see Lenore's face. It's always like the back or in a lot of shadows. I don't understand why teams do stuff like that. And I don't think it's conscious. It's probably subconscious, but it's like, you see how you have all those lights on George's face and it's like all the different expressions, like, oh, George smiling, George thinking. It's like, how about Lenore? Just saying, just for like, fairness, because he's good too. And you brought him there. Anyway, hot takes. Okay, Korean Niner, then Aaron. He's 2. Let's go, Korean Niner. What's going on?
I'm good, Grant. How are you?
I'm great.
So
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Before you start. There you go.
All right. You're going to Seattle next week, right? For the
I
game?
certainly am.
I
Yes.
did send you the Los Agaves. They're both in Pike Place Market. The
Oh,
chowder place,
beautiful.
which is a Pike Place chowder, which is really good. My recommendation is get the flight, 4 small, uh, different chowders you can get or soups. And Los Agaves is a real small kind of place. If you walk by it, you'll miss it inside the market. Not in the main market, but that side building across the street.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Sadly, that's the best place in Seattle. If anyone wants to hate me for it,
Okay.
I find it to be boring. My One of my hot takes is I think Mac Jones will be playing more than we expect this year. I think Brock will sadly find a way to get injured because Kyle won't protect him or can't protect
Mm,
him.
mm. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, really, I was thinking about it this morning. All the 49ers quarterbacks except Brock Purdy got injured in the offseason. Mac, Tanner, Carter, Nate Sudfeld in one day got injured. Kind of scary.
Yeah. And they have some of the best medical professionals out there in the Bay Area, and they can't figure out how to keep them healthy or, how to at least reduce their chances of getting injured. But that's another story.
Yeah.
The second hot take is I think they'll find a way to try and tank to get Arch Manning in the next, not this year, but for also next year. Because I think they will try and find a way to move Bosa like the Cowboys did to Parsons and try to
Man.
recoup at least 1 first round pick, maybe 2 seconds or 2 firsts at the very least. Try and do what the Cowboys did with Parsons,
Arch
which
is
I
playing
think,
right now, right, against Ohio State, and we're over here
yes.
talking about it. Okay, well, we'll check that out a little later, see how he does.
I mean, I'm not going to say
Future
Arch Manning
49ers quarterback, Arch Manning.
wouldn't mind it. I mean,
We got to scout him.
we got to scout him. I mean, in the end, if anyone thinks he's coming out this year, what has been the history of his 2 uncles? They stayed in college for 4 years and they
Yeah,
have money, so they don't need to leave like some of the other prospects who may not have grown up with those kind of resources.
that's true. And when Eli Manning was drafted by the Chargers, he said, no, thank you. I'm not going to that team. And then he got forced his way to the Giants. Maybe Arch Manning says, you know what? I am going to play for the 49ers.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what or he would say, because I think what they're also the Mannings may want to try to think about is if a team like the Cowboys are trying to tank to get him, they could always say no,
Yeah,
like Eli did.
that's true. That's true.
And
Well,
I'm thinking it'll be a close game in Seattle. I think it'll be an ugly game. The first games of the year are always, you got to work out all the bugs, and the players haven't played together for an extended period, so you never know what you're going to exactly get. But I'm expecting a close game, maybe a touchdown or less for the 49ers.
I think
But
it's going
yeah,
to be a really interesting matchup because we've seen Kyle against McDonald before, and that's a good matchup. McDonald's gotten, I mean, they've gotten the best of each other a couple of times, but this is going to be new. Clint Kubiak against Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh's coming back here is going to have some wrinkles that we haven't seen yet. We've kind of seen some previews of it, and then you got Clint Kubiak. We don't really know what he's going to do. Like, how is he going to use this personnel? Is he going to use Jalen Milroe? Are the Niners prepared for like the Jalen Milroe package the way they used Trey Lance a few years ago? I mean, I think they're going to do something like that. So are you prepared for two quarterbacks? How are they going to run the ball? How are they going to pass the ball? Both Saleh and Kubiak have this mystery, which is a big benefit in week one. I think that matchup's almost more interesting to me than the Shanahan McDonald matchup, but that's interesting too.
Yeah, I agree with that. So we'll see what happens. And also, if I'm the 49ers, I would also try and scout the Clemson quarterback, Klubnik,
Okay. Klubnik,
just for this year, for
because you
this
can't have
upcoming
enough
year.
quarterbacks,
Can't have
even though
enough
they just got the
quarterbacks.
UFL MVP from 2024, Adrian Martinez. MVP. Wow.
We'll see what
Watch out.
happens. Never know. I mean, they did discover Jeff Garcia from the
That's right.
CFL so anything's possible in trying to find a quarterback. I know that this league is a quarterback starved league. If you only have at least
Absolutely.
8 to 9 elite or very good starting quarterbacks. So, yep, enjoy Seattle. Hopefully, you'll try those places. The Los
I definitely
Agaves
will.
breakfast burrito
Los
is really
Agaves and
good. It's really the only warning about Los Agaves is they serve it very hot when it comes out to you. So,
uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I'll try to prepare for that. Thank you,
not
Curry
burn your
Niner.
tongue. That's all I could ask for. All right, thank you, Grant.
Take care. All right, we got Aaron. What's up, Aaron?
What's up? It's been a
How
minute,
you doing?
actually, I realized.
It's been a while.
Alright. Yeah, it's been a while. Alright, I'll get right to it. I think my hot take right off the bat is that Jackie Brown is still not Tarantino's best movie. I don't know why I still remember that. It's not a three-way Ivy thing. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I was just that was people were laughing. All the people in the crowd
Nah,
laughed at that take.
nah, I couldn't hear it, but
Oh,
I was just say I would say my big hot take really is just that this season's gonna play out like the 2021 NFL season for the Niners. I don't know, it just seems like history kind of repeated itself with the 2020 season. I just think we're gonna be a team that's not like the best team, but we're gonna be tough and end up ending the season 10-7. But my big thing is I think Brock Purdy's gonna bounce back and be a borderline, or he's gonna be a top 10 quarterback. That's my big thing right here. I also think that we're gonna end up
hold on.
signing
Let me look at
Kendrick
the
Bourne.
save that thought for a second. You're going too fast. So 2021, they
Yeah.
started off 2-4 and
Yep.
then went on a run. I could definitely see the Niners doing that this year. That makes a lot of sense. You won't have Ayuk at first. Who knows if
Mhm.
you'll have Jennings and you might not have Robinson. You got those
Yeah.
three divisional games in the first 5 weeks plus Tampa week 6. You could definitely start 2-4.
But yeah, no, that's kinda how I see it. I see it as being like one of those seasons where it's like I said, and when we went into 2021, I thought that was gonna be another season where it was like the end for Kyle. And then by the end of it, I'm like, we just went on this Linsanity run and somehow ended up in the championship. I don't know if we'd end up in the NFC championship, but I see us making the playoffs in the seventh seed like we did. And then
I,
like I said,
I feel it.
I
Here's a
think
hot take.
I
Here's a
my
hot take. Here's a hot take. Niners could win 10, 11 games and still finish third in the division because every team in the NFC West gets to face those AFC South and NFC South teams.
That's right. And
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. I still think we'd at least finish second. I don't know. I think Rams got the division possibly. I guess my biggest hot take is our ceiling is we could win the division, but I just see us going 10-7 or 11-6. But I think my biggest one is that as a Brock Purdy supporter, I think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback this year, and he's going to prove his worth for the contract, in my opinion.
That'll be interesting. That's a very hot take. I mean, we're going to be talking about that week by week.
Yeah,
Is he living up to the contract? Because it's not. I mean, the question isn't is he a good quarterback? He is a good
yeah,
quarterback, but it's can the Niners win a Super Bowl with him making this much money? That's the new question. So I guess we'll see.
yeah. That's what I don't know. I think I think last year, while there was a lot of faults in his game, I really think he got too comfortable trying to dance around the pocket and play hero ball. But watching a lot of those games week to week, a lot of those losses to me just came. I mean, I think the first time we faced the Rams and lost to them, I thought he played his best game, but literally our receivers were dropping the ball. So I
Ronnie
don't
Bell,
think he's a
baby.
perfect quarterback. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's a top 10, but I think he's going to prove it this year and bounce back. I just think last year got a little too carried away with playing hero ball.
Yeah, I think he said as much as well. And having Christian
Yeah.
McCaffrey back to dump it down to probably should make him more of
Yeah,
a
no, that should definitely
responsible
help. I
quarterback.
mean, having a running back that at his best is a top 3 running back, at his worst is still a top 15 will make a world of difference for him.
Good call, man. Good
Yeah.
takes. Yeah.
Yep, that's
Thanks for
all I
coming in.
got. Yeah, of course.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk.
Peace. We got Gabriel next. Gabriel.
How you doing?
Oh, good, man. Good to have you on the show. Everyone's really excited to see you.
I appreciate it. Okay, my
Mhm.
hot takes. This is for Coach because he said he'll give up 2 first rounds for Kyle Shanahan. Nah, Kyle Shanahan's gonna prove to everybody why he's the coach of the Niners. He's gonna prove why he's top 5 coach, not top 2, not top 3, top 5 coach of the league.
Mhm.
The Niners are gonna win the division, get Seattle because Jake Moody hits the field goal.
Wow. You think Jake Moody's going to be a hero this year? Hot
He
take.
ain't
Jake
gonna be
Moody's going to
the
have a positive impact on this. Hot take. Jake Moody's going to be on the team all year.
yeah.
That's a hot take.
And
You think he's going to be on
CMC
this
is
team by
comeback
week
player of the year.
18? Jake Moody here. Okay.
Yeah, and CMC comeback player of the year. Just saying, Niners won the
Wow.
division. Just saying. That's my hot take.
Solid
You know?
coordinator of the year. Kyle, coach of the year.
Yeah, he deserves it. He never got it.
Never
He
got it.
He never got it, so he does deserve it. Coach of the year.
What about Brock
Just
Purdy
saying.
MVP?
No, sorry, Brock Purdy's not going to be MVP because we're still going to be a heavy run team.
Okay. You got to put your foot down somewhere.
And Jawan Jennings will get traded by week 3.
Week 3.
Yeah, they're going
I
to
can see
trade
that.
him, get over the drama. And I don't see us going to the NFC Championship, none of that. I do see us next year trading Brandon Ayuk in the draft. Just get that second round pick back for that contract that we wasted.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, they got to start getting some of these contracts off the. Here's a hot take. As the NFL keeps making the season longer, depth is even more important. So having 7 expensive players and a bunch of question marks kind of screws you over when your team inevitably gets injured because the season lasts 3 years.
Yes.
Just saying.
And here's another thing, like everybody's going crazy for the Micah Parsons and everything. Green Bay does not make the playoffs.
Oh, wow. That's a hot take. Green Bay does not
Green
make
Bay
the
does not
playoffs.
make
Why do you
the
say
playoffs.
that? Why do you say that?
Jordan Love's injury prone, and he will get injured during the season, which is going to cost him the season.
All right. Well, damn. Who's gonna go to the Super Bowl then? Who's your Super Bowl team?
Lions versus Bills. Bills finally get the Super Bowl.
The Lions
Versus Bills.
Why the Lions?
You know what, man? Honestly, think about the NFC. Honestly, just think about the NFC. Jalen Hurts is going to get injured this year because he's gonna try to do too much to prove that he's that guy when he should just stick to the system. So he's going to get hurt. Jordan Love's going to get hurt. You really trust Baker Mayfield? Come on, you really trust Baker Mayfield? The Lions are the
More
only.
than Goff.
Nah, I'm sorry. I'm going with the Lions versus
You know they
Bills.
lost their coordinators, right?
Yeah, but they still got that coach. That I do like their coach though. Their coach is a good guy. So.
All right. Well, good call, Gabriel. We'll see what happens.
All right, but Jake Moody.
All right.
He's gonna
Jake Moody time. I need more hot takes. We got who's next? Who's calling in next? Got all these people in the comment section too scared to show their face. Robert Pacheco, Grant, I've been watching you for years. You rock, my brother. Oh, thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Jaka says everyone is getting hurt. Slavic Niner says Lions fell off a bit. Yeah, I'm not really big on the Lions this year. I feel like losing Ben Johnson, they had the best play caller in football, and now they have Johnny Morton. He was on Harbaugh's staff with Greg Roman. Go back and watch the Niners offense with Alex Smith. It wasn't explosive. All right, we got Niner gang in the building. What's up, Niner gang?
Niner gang. How we doing, bud?
Good. How you doing?
Man, I'm living the dream, buddy. Getting ready for this season. It's going to be a complete disaster. The last caller, I think he's a little drinking too much of the Kool-Aid.
A lot of Kool-Aid.
A lot of Kool-Aid in that last caller, but that's okay. I respect his opinion. But with that being said, this team don't make the playoffs this year, Grant. Come on, man. They can't stay healthy in training camp, bro. You're gonna tell me they're gonna stay healthy for 17 weeks? Come on, bro. We're one player away from it just being a complete meltdown, shutdown. Christian or Trent go down, it's a wrap. Wrap.
Yeah.
Put
It's
a bow
Tank
on it.
City. It's
Put a
Tank
bow on it.
City. Yeah. It's not just like, oh, they're going to miss the playoffs by a game. Like, they're going to lose all the games.
Yep.
Yep.
I really feel, and this is only contingency on health, this team is going to be somewhere around a 5-12, 6-11, or vice versa, 11-6, 12-5 team. Kyle don't do mediocre.
Dude, it's not just Kyle, man. It's the Yorks. This is a crazy stat. Since 2003, so that's the first year after Mariucci. Mariucci was hired by DeBartolo. Okay. So the Yorks get the team. They fire Mariucci eventually. And since 03, every single season since 03, the Niners have either gone to the NFC Championship game or missed the playoffs. Every year since 03. It's not just Kyle. It's Harbaugh. It's everyone. It's the Yorks. And I think that's got to be the mark to me of sort of a second-rate organization. I respect an organization that has a standard and doesn't just accept the wheels falling off so they can get higher draft picks. Even Jed said it at the owners' meeting. He's like, you know what? I kind of feel like if you're going to be bad, it's better to be really bad so you get an opportunity to draft these special players. It's like, okay, well, that's a window into how this organization thinks from the top down. Did he hear anything I just said? I thought I was on a roll right there. Niner gang, it's good to see you, man. I bet he got a phone call. If you call in, you might want to put your phone on like airplane mode or something, because if you get a phone call, that's it. I mean, you're done. So, what's up? Did you come back? No. So look, he's done. Niner gang. Anyway, I'm poor.
What's up, Grant?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
so my hot take is I think 49ers defense is gonna be definitely top 10. I think Nick Bosa you're gonna be talking high about him instead of
He's got some money to make. I wouldn't bet against Nick Bosa when it's time to make money, man. That's what he does.
That's what I'm saying. The I think around the league, Nick Bosa is respected, but when it comes to you, I think you criticize him more than anybody. And I think this year you're gonna be like, you know what, Nick, Nick's up there. Nick's one of the top guys.
Just stop running past the quarterback and letting him scramble. That's all I ask, man. That's all I ask. He is hella good, but he's a little undisciplined with his stuff because I feel like no one can talk to him because he's like the defensive core. He's like the part owner of the team.
No, for sure. And I think especially with the wide nine and everything, if Robert Saleh's going away from it and doing that, what's it called when where he has like 5 people? I forgot like the speed scheme they're doing.
Well, if they just start going to a 5-man front.
Yeah. I think it's gonna free him up. I think he's gonna be a lot better, and he's gonna get way more. I think he's definitely at least double-digit sacks, maybe like 13 sacks, 14 up there.
I think he will too. I think he's gonna have a good season. Again, he needs to make some. Remember how good Kittle was last year? Why was Kittle on a tear when the rest of the season? Because he loves football. Yeah, he loves football, and he loves making money. And he made a bunch last year, a whole lot. Yeah,
for sure. I think my other hot take. I think Brock Purdy is not gonna blow late games this season. I think the last couple seasons he's lost it. Throwing those late picks, and I think he's gonna be a little better this season.
He was, that episode of Fresh Prince where Carlton is on the basketball team with Will and he really wants to be the hero because his dad came to watch him and he steals the ball from Will at the end and he shoots it and he misses by a lot. That was a little bit like Brock at the end of games. Like, no, it's my moment. Okay, man. Just pass the ball to Will and you'll get the assist. I promise.
Right. Yeah. I think, right. I think you're going to start talking better about Nick this season.
No, I like Brock a lot. He's good. And he's got a bunch of, my hot take is that Ricky Pearsall is going to go off this year. He's going to go off, and people are going to start talking about him as the white Odell Beckham, Caucasian Odell Beckham.
I got him in my fantasy and Kittle. So
dude, he's going to go nuts if he stays healthy. He's got more juice than any Niners wide receiver I can remember. I'm not saying he's better than Ayuk, but he's definitely faster and quicker than Ayuk.
As long as they put him in motion, right?
Got to put him in motion. He could get knocked off his route because he's, 190 pounds. But still, it was really well. And he's not stiff like your normal white guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not stiff. He's got a little, you know what I mean?
The wiggles.
Which I like.
The wiggles that Travis
he got the wiggles, dude. He got the wiggles. Yeah, and as a fellow white guy, I feel like, yes, you wiggle.
Do you think he's like a legit like deep threat though, or is he more
Yes.
like a
He runs a 4-4. Yes.
Okay.
And but they're not gonna be like, hey, line up on the outside and like get an
Yeah, no.
outside release and run a fade. It's gonna be play action, deep crossing route, start up on this side of the field and end up catching the ball on that side, or 20 yards, like a lot of that stuff. Deep comebacks, double moves. Yeah, a lot of that shit. Crossing routes, drag routes. He's hella fast. He can run away from people.
Yeah.
He'll be a bigger yak threat than Ayuk ever was.
I agree. And I would say I'm hoping for a good season because man, it hurts when they lose, and then I gotta watch you just criticize them and just like that knife to the heart. Just
I'm gonna try to be nicer after losses. Like I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be like, it's disappointing that they didn't play better. It's disappointing that they gave up another lead in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna try to be
nice
generous.
to him.
I can
Take Trey
be
Lance's
nice.
advice. Be nice to him.
Be nice.
Take it easy on him.
Hey, it would have been nice if they'd won this game.
Well, you don't have to go Lombardi, but be nice.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right,
man.
We'll take it easy, man.
Have a good one, man. Thanks for calling in. I don't think he's that poor. I don't think he's that poor at all. Luis, are you trying to be on the show or what? You there? I see you're in the thing, but you don't have your thing on, so I don't know whether to put you on the show. Luis, hold on. You there? Luis? Hello? I don't trust you at all. I don't know who you are. Mardo, though, is about to be on the show. What's up, Mardo?
What's the deal, Grant?
What's the deal, Mardo?
Hey, man, I've been watching you since you first started, man, before you blew up.
Appreciate it, man. Where you calling from?
I don't want to go off subject, but remember a while ago you was talking about Niner wasted draft picks?
Yep.
Do you remember DeAndre Smelter?
DeAndre Smelter, 2016.
Do you remember that dude?
Yes.
I don't even think he played any.
He had a knee injury when they drafted him. I think he went to Georgia Tech. People were like, he might be Calvin Johnson.
No. That's when it started from getting these bad picks and not doing nothing with them. That's when the whole virus, when the Niners got infected with this crap.
I mean, yeah, they started doing this, I want to say in 2012, drafting injured players thinking that they were getting good values. They drafted Tank Carradine. He had a blown out knee. They got him in round 2, and they were like, man, if he hadn't blown out his knee, we could have got him in round 1. Yeah, but he blew out his knee.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off subject. And one more thing. Ask your pops about Brent Jones.
I remember Brent Jones.
You remember he used to take a lot of hard hits. Don't you? I feel like he deserves a lot more credit than he gets.
He was a great tight end.
He was.
He was a great tight end.
The hardest hits in the league, too. He used to get tore apart coming across that middle.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I got his autograph when I was 7 years old. Brent Jones.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah. My dad took me. It's one of the perks of being the son of a sports writer. He took me to the facility when I was 7 after they won the Super Bowl, and it was to meet Steve Young. And so I was talking to him, and Steve, I brought my little Sports Illustrated for Kid card, and I was like, would you give me an autograph? And I brought a little hat, and he signed it. And he was like, you want me to get Jerry Rice to sign it? And I was like, yes. So he's walking around trying to find Jerry, and then Brent Jones walks over, and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm like, Steve Young's trying to get Jerry Rice to sign my hat. And he's like, I can't sign it. What, am I not famous enough? I can't sign. I'm like, yes, you can. So I have a hat with all 3 of their signatures on it. Mardo, how about that? That's privilege. I'm not even apologizing for that. I still have it too. Hell yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, I got one more question. What's your team?
I don't have one. UCLA, I guess. I was a Niner fan growing up, but I just gave it up because I'm a journalist.
Cardinals, huh?
Hell no. You think I don't give a damn about the Jets and the Cardinals?
I know I don't want to mess up your podcast and then because I think it'll probably sway the people who watch it a certain way.
But you know me, you really think that I'm watching one team thinking I hope they win. I hope all these teams lose, man. I want them all to lose. If there was a way that all 32 teams could lose in the same weekend, I'd be here for it. But you know what? Half of them have to win. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Hey, that caller before the last talking about the Niners was I think we get 9 to 10 wins. I
9
think
10?
we'll probably get to the playoffs and lose. Too many injuries. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where are you calling from?
South Central Los Angeles. Hopefully, I could be
That's
a
what's up.
regular on the show. I'll try to call in more. It took a while for me to like figure out how to allow the mic and all that stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm in LA. Not too far.
All right. Well, you did a good job, man. I'll be doing these on Saturdays. Call in anytime.
All right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. That was Mardo. We got Chris Lathan next. Luis B still trying to figure it out. I don't know what you got going on over there, Luis. Are you there? Are you not? I guess we'll find out. Comments. Grant, will you ever have Mayoko or Haberman on? Sure. I don't see why not. I like them. That's a good idea. I guess I'll have to talk to them. All right, Chris Lathan, what's up?
What's going on, Grant?
What's going on, Chris?
Nothing much, man. I just not feeling too good about this season coming up, but you know, it is what it is. But I think I got something that's gonna cure everything, you know.
Beautiful.
This is one thing that I will say. One of the things that I think is going to determine Kyle Shanahan, at least for me, is playing on the Kansas City Chiefs. And his name is Elijah Mitchell. If Elijah Mitchell stays healthy the entire season, something is wrong. He has always gotten hurt. If we had this happen before, remember, with Jarrett McKinnon. Yeah, he stayed hurt. Yeah, stayed hurt, right?
Yeah.
Went to Kansas City and did what? Stayed healthy and won.
Yeah.
And won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Did he? But most importantly, he stayed healthy and played, something he really couldn't do with the Niners.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem for me. So
if Elijah, there's another. I love this. Let's keep going down this vein. So if Elijah Mitchell stays healthy and regains some burst and durability, that's a problem. If Deebo Samuel goes to Washington, stays in shape and plays well, that's a problem. Because that just shows that he didn't respect the head coach or whatever, the training staff over here. If he's over there looking like he's 215 and he's explosive, it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't make it up. Kansas City keeps whooping us in every shape and form. But I have an answer. And you know what my answer is?
What?
If that happens, and we gonna go down this rabbit hole, you trade Kyle Shanahan. But do you know who you trade him for? This other team has to come up short. I would trade him to the Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
Or Mike McDaniels.
That's so interesting.
Because then you got two former head coaches whose side of the ball is respected. Now Mike McDaniels doesn't have to worry about anything. All he needs to do is just do the offense. Because we've lacked.
Might just get fired. You might just sign McDaniel. I was thinking you could trade Kyle to the Buffalo Bills. They might want him. I mean, McDermott's doing nothing with that quarterback. They're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. I know everyone likes to pick him. I picked him last year. I'm never picking him again. McDermott is a B-level coach, not up to the task. I'm not saying Kyle is, but I could see them wanting to like get an offensive coach, trade him to Buffalo, sign McDaniel, pair him with Saleh. It's the same scheme. It's a better leader, maybe a better play caller on offense.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I mean, everybody has this thing that, you know, because Saleh is back, we're going to be all world. But offensively, we can't stay healthy. This is not the same team, or we don't even have the same weapons when we went to the Super Bowl or when Saleh was even here.
I mean, Saleh's defense is young, but it's still like it's a respectable unit that he's putting out there. A bunch of young guys with promise. Like the offense might be starting Kendrick Bourne week 1. And they're going to have Russell Gage in the slot. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Who are, I mean, Christian McCaffrey.
There's no Russell Gage is playing on the defense. The young and the unproven guys are young and promising, not freaking Russell Gage.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey to the left, Christian McCaffrey to the right, Christian up the middle. I mean, we are offensively, we have no playmakers, and nobody knows what Ayuk is going to be when he gets back. So
who's the youngest good player on the offense? Ricky's about to turn 25. I think Pooney already is 25. Purdy is 25. Who is their young guy on offense? Ricky, who's almost 25, who's almost in his prime. I mean,
from the reports, he can't get, you put hands on him, he goes down.
Yeah. Kyle has to put him in motion 18 times before the snap. You'll see. He's good, though. I don't want to talk crap. He's good, but he's got his strengths and weaknesses. You can't just put him at X.
Yeah, when we went to the Super Bowl, we didn't have these problems. We weren't trying to sign people right before the season starts and then get them acclimated. And this is against Kyle. Let me get this straight. You're willing to get guys off the street and have to start them, yet you had rookies who were looking promising and you never played them, but you're willing to take guys off the street who don't know your offense and never. I mean, you can't make it.
Like last year too, though. Like last year, they came in there like, look, Christian's not here, so we just kind of gotta tread water and stay in it. And then Christian's gonna come back and we're gonna go on a run. And it didn't work out that way because it's like, oh, Christian didn't have an off season and Christian isn't in great shape and Christian got hurt. I feel like the same thing's happening with Ayuk. Like they're like, okay, well, we might have to start Kendrick Bourne or Robbie Chosen or Marquez Valdes-Scantling for the first few weeks, but by week 6 or week 10, Ayuk's coming back, and then there's just no telling how good we could be. It's like, how good are we expecting Ayuk to be with no off season, just a year removed from a devastating knee injury? I mean, if he's ever going to be the Ayuk we remember, I would think that would be more like next year. But I guess there is some hope, fantasy that he comes back and saves everything.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. He's one guy. He's one guy. And when he was playing last year, it was like, it's not going to happen. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I mean, but we just make these idiotic mistakes. Why would you let Jordan Mason go? Like, it's...
And that's the thing, like, you replace Jordan Mason with Brian Robinson, who's he's good, but he's not explosive. He averages like 4 yards a carry. He's big and tough, but Jordan Mason was explosive. He would get a lot of yards after contact. He would have long runs. He's just, I don't know, better.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, man. But I'll let you get with some other callers. But my other prediction, I don't know if we're gonna make the playoffs. Is looking shaky. It's not good. It's not good. But
I just feel like what could happen is if this team misses the playoffs and the offense is a problem, Kyle can point to the quarterback and say, hey, this guy, he's supposed to be so special. Top 7 guy. We had to sacrifice a lot of our roster to make this work. He was supposed to pick up the slack, and no disrespect. Like, he put in the work. He meant well. It's just he couldn't do it, and it's his fault. He wouldn't say it like that, but that would sort of be any issues the Niners have in terms of depth or youth. Kind of directly goes back to that decision to pay the quarterback, or to pay Ayuk, or to pay Bosa. Like, there's some huge contracts in the books, but I don't know if Kyle would get that excuse. He might try to use it.
You can't. I mean, everything goes back to the injuries. If we had just stayed at least healthy, because I watched a report on the training camps and how the other teams warm up and how we do our warm-ups and how stuff is all of our wide receivers, anybody with any promise, are all hurt. Like, you can't make that up. It's year after year after year after year with this. When is it going to be enough? Like, when is it going to be enough?
I would compare the Niners to the Bengals in the sense that you gave Brock Purdy 5 years, $265 million. The Bengals gave Joe Burrow 5 years, $275 million. And no one would say that he wasn't worth it. He's really good. But since they gave him that contract, they've gone 9-8 2 years in a row and missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. And he's put up crazy Hall of Fame numbers. But you know what? They're not that good. And no one thinks they're going to be that good this year because their roster is super top heavy. They're paying him 2 wide receivers and a defensive end, and that's your team. And, if they drafted better, maybe they'd be in the playoffs, but I think they're inherently flawed. And then you get the Niners, who were built very similarly with the quarterback who's not as good as Joe Burrow, although he is very good. And what are we really expecting from them? They're going to win 11 games with $45 million in cap space and $100 million in dead cap and $30 million on IR. And the Bengals can't with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and they can't win more than 9 games. Salah's going to come here and just work magic with a bunch of guys who've been in the league for 30 minutes. Maybe. We'll see.
Well, I don't see us making the playoffs. Yeah. I don't. The biggest question marks in the Niners making the playoffs is going to come down to the Lions, Minnesota, and either the Buccaneers or Atlanta, because the Lions have lost their coordinators, so you don't know how that may work out. Minnesota has the rookie quarterback, the quarterback. So if you have the Eagles, which is a safe bet, the Commanders, which is pretty much a safe bet, Green Bay, which is a safe bet, somebody from the South, that's 4 teams, right? I haven't even mentioned the NFC West yet. Then there's the Lions in Minnesota. That's 6 teams if they can repeat. And then, of course, there's the NFC West. So we have to win our division, in my eyes, in order for us to make the playoffs. So, and that's going to determine upon the health of Matthew Stafford. So we're not even really in control of our own destiny. To me, it seems like other teams have to be flawed in order for us to make it. That's the way even if our schedule is relatively easy, and we keep saying that we're going to get better as time goes on, but guess what? Other teams will get better as well.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear the Niners don't. I mean, if the Niners are willing to let Jawan Jennings sit out and replace him at the last minute with Kendrick Bourne, that just tells you how they feel about this season. Last year, they weren't willing to miss around at all. They had to have Brandon Ayuk out there. They caved last minute, paid him, regretted it, but they were so intent that they were this close to making another Super Bowl run. They had to have him out there. This year, they're like, you know what, Jawan, you want to play? You don't want to play? Guess what? We're not winning the Super Bowl either way. So knock yourself out.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it feels.
Yeah.
Why would we pay you? Why would we cave to you and pay you when that's only going to get us, 10 wins instead of 9, 9 wins instead of 8?
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. We didn't want Ayuk. We were willing to let him go. And who stopped it and paid all that money? Kyle.
Yep.
Kyle stopped it. So who's in charge here? Imagine if we didn't have Ayuk.
I think it's Jed now. I think it was Kyle in the past, and I think Kyle has a lot less power now.
I hope so.
I think so.
I really do. Because
I think the days of Kyle walking into Jed's office and saying, "Give me a check, write a check for this guy," are over.
I hope so, because we're hosting the Super Bowl this year, and we're not even making an effort.
We paid your wide receiver, we paid your left tackle, we paid your tight end, we paid your running back, all those guys that you want, we paid them. Stop asking us. Make it work. Draft, coach, develop. That's what we pay you to do, man.
And I don't know if he can do that.
Well, I don't know if he can either. I mean, I think, and that's what's so interesting is like Salah can do it. Salah's trying to do it. The oldest player on his defense is Fred freaking Warner. He's going for all youth to show what he can do, how much he can develop young players in a year. Whereas Kyle's like, who knows my system that's alive? Here, Garcon? Okay, you're 40. What about Kendrick Bourne?
Yes. Okay. That's
because
why I love you, man.
Not someone who already knows his system, then it's going to take him a year to get on the field. You saw Ricky last year. He was just doing cardio on the field because he didn't quite have the very complex system down pat. Now he does, and he's going to get a ton of targets, but it takes a year. And so you end up with these old players who get hurt. That's the thing about old players. They get hurt. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think my hot take is the defense is going to be better than the offense this year. Maybe not at first.
Yeah. And we're going to be in these games, and our defense is going to get worn out because they're going to be on the field, and then we're going to have injuries to our defense. And it's not like we're not used to our players getting hurt. because that's exactly what we're going to see. And we're going to start dragging guys off the street, picking guys up off the way. I mean, no disrespect to Robbie Chosen, but come on now. Really? A guy that
I mean, he's 32. Like he shouldn't be starting for you week 1. It's fine to have him on the team, but he's starting. Or Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he just got cut by the team you're facing. Like they want you to start MVS. They would love you to start MVS, the Seahawks. And Kendrick Bourne isn't much of a step up. What did Kendrick Bourne do last year? Let me see. Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
Plus, forget the fact that he missed most of training camp with a foot injury. Kendrick Bourne last year played in 12 games, started 9, caught 28 passes for 305 yards and a touchdown. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What was his biggest game last year? Let's see his biggest game last year. He had.
I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Yeah.
You know,
he had 5 catches against the Rams last year for 70 yards and a touchdown. That was his big day. Yes, the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know he was in the league. I thought he was done. I mean, but that's the problem.
They still have Trent Taylor on this team, man.
Oh gosh. Are you?
He's on IR. He's around. He's hanging out. Anyway, that's my problem with Kyle. If the offense is a problem, like, do you really want to bring him back another year so he can re-sign, use check, and like all these old guys? It's kind of stuff that Gruden used to do back when I was a kid. It's like, man, yes, we know they know your system. Do you got to teach it to someone else now? You got to teach it to someone else now, man. Come on.
But that's the problem. We're trying to teach it, and the players get hurt.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Jordan Watkins, Jordan James, hurt.
All the receivers, all of them. Like you can't make this up.
Garando hurt.
Consistent. It's been consistent. We are offensively. There's only so much scheming that you can do because, you know, there are other defensive coordinators that are going to be able to, you know, say this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, Chris.
All right, man. Well, great call.
Great call, man. You killed it. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too. I mean, don't just duck in and duck back out, but we get in here. Got to hear the hot take from Mean the Dream. We can give him a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to the chat. I see Niners Red Zone talking crap. Man, why don't you get up in here and tell me how you really feel? 49ers Red Zone? Call in. Niners Red Zone says Niners win the division. Okay. That's a good hot take. Why don't you call in and tell us why you feel that way? Mitchell and Ness says, Grant, if our defense is on the field all game and gives up points, please point that out. I know our dumb fan base will try to blame the defense to protect Kyle. The defense, I mean, I feel like they're good at linebacker. You have a Hall of Fame middle linebacker. D. Winters is solid. Nick Martin looks promising. Plus, Tatum Bethune looks good. In the secondary, we haven't seen Upton Stout in the preseason game yet, but he was really good in the joint practice against the Broncos. He was really good all offseason. He was really good at the Senior Bowl. I think he's going to be pretty good. We know Lenore is very good. We know that Renardo Green was very good as a rookie. We'll see if he can keep it going. I think he probably can. Breaks up a lot of passes. That's 3 good corners. Plus Chase Lucas, who looked pretty solid. Plus Darrell Luter Jr., who's pretty solid. So young depth. Then at safety, you have Marquise Siegel, who looks kind of like a young Jimmy Ward. You got Malik Mustafa coming back. You got Jason Pinnock, who had a good offseason. I mean, he intercepted Brock Purdy 2 or 3 times. That's a pretty good back 7. And now you're just wondering, like, what is the front going to look like? It's Nick Bosa and the Bosettes. But if Saleh can figure out a way to get that D-line playing well, maybe it's in the wide 9, maybe it's not. But if he can figure out a way to get that D-line stopping the run, then between Bosa and you know, Saleh's pressure schemes, you should be able to figure out some pass rush on 3rd down. We saw it in the preseason. All right, here we go. I was just killing time before Amin got back. All right, Amin, your last call of the day, baby. What's up?
What's up, Grant?
What's up? Live from the Niners studio. From the Niners draft war room.
All right, it's not really a hot take, but at least looking at this upcoming season, for me personally, I think it's going to be a huge year, a huge make or break year for Kyle. Not in just terms of, like, obviously how well the Niners do, but in terms of if you look at Kyle's philosophies, 2 core philosophies that he's had since he's been here. One, he doesn't really trust his rookies a lot. Even if he has a rookie that's performing well or that has to start a particular week and that plays well, even if it's a playoff game or the next week, he'll sometimes start a vet over a rookie, even if a rookie does play well. And then the other thing is, with Deebo Samuel being gone, I'm glad Deebo Samuel's gone. Like I'm happy that he's gone. Hope he does well with the Commanders. I think it was time to move off of Deebo. But if you look at every single year that Kyle has been here, whether it's been Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, whether it's been Brock Purdy at quarterback, Kyle's safety blanket and a huge part of Kyle's offense has always been Deebo Samuel. And now that Christian McCaffrey's here, CMC obviously takes a huge chunk of Kyle's offense, and then Deebo kind of became the secondary piece. But when Christian McCaffrey got hurt last year, he still had Deebo Samuel to be like, all right, Deebo, I still have you to run my plays in my offense, and I still have you as a backup a little bit as my safety blanket. But now that Deebo's not here, if Christian McCaffrey does end up getting hurt again this year, then Kyle has to figure out his offense in a completely different way because he doesn't have Deebo to rely on this year as a safety blanket.
That's a great call. The Deebo thing is such an interesting point because, yeah, he looked washed and he was getting in fights with people last year. It seemed like it's time for him to go. But you're right. Like the offense always went through him. And when Kyle Shanahan's ideas didn't work, he could always like hand the ball off to Deebo on 3rd and 10 or throw him a screen on 3rd and 20 and Deebo would make it work. And it would make Kyle look really smart. And that guy's gone. That element is gone. They're not really a tough offense anymore. They're not running you over anymore. They're going to try to transition to Ricky Pearsall, who's, a sleek route runner, and he's fast, but he's not going to break any tackles in the NFL. So now you have a whole different identity on offense. And it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like without Deebo.
I mean, that's one thing. And then, like, even this year, the Niners should make the playoffs because of how easy the schedule is. Like, if they stay able to stay healthy, they should make the playoffs. But then again, I'm interested to see because obviously everybody's like going into the season, everybody's like, Salah's back, we're good, Salah's back. We're not really talking that much about the offense or like what is Kyle going to do this year. It's like Salah's back. We should be much better this year because Salah's back. And like I think the defense definitely will improve. But every single year that the Niners have had success, I would say outside of the last time they made the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, which was like 2023, 2024, outside of that year where I think the offense was better than the defense. But every single year the Niners have had success under Kyle, you could argue the defense has been much better than the offense, and the defense carries the offense because the offense, while it is good, usually isn't as good as the defense. And in big games, even Steve Wilks, like I'm glad Steve Wilks is gone, but even in that Super Bowl, like that defense played so much better in the Super Bowl than the Niners offense did.
Well, it's usually because when the defense is at its best, there's a really good D-line. The Niners put so many first-round picks into that D-line, and it can be dominant. The Niners never have a dominant offensive line. They don't even aspire to have one. So I don't see how you can't really have a dominant offense
without an O-line.
I don't think so. I mean, you can put up good numbers in the regular season and make it seem like you have them, but like in critical games against really good defenses, you're going to be asking your defense to win. And I think in the Super Bowl, that's what we saw happen against the Chiefs, who had a really good defense. The Niners like, well, we kicked a field goal. We gave you the lead. Like, finish it off. Like, no, you finish it off. What are you talking about? Steve Wilks got fired because they couldn't finish it off. Like, what did you expect? Anyway,
I mean, that Super Bowl, Steve Wilks, outside of the fourth quarter where he brought an all-out blitz and like 2 times on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, which I thought was dumb on Steve Wilks' part. But the Niners offense was getting like outplayed by Steve Spagnuolo, and that's kind of like a trend that you notice with Kyle is like when he goes up against certain defensive coordinators like Brian Flores on the Vikings or like Jim Schwartz on the Browns or even Spagnuolo, like his offense gets solved and he can't adjust or adapt, and then like we'll play in the next season, for example, and then Kyle will come out with the same offense and the same exact thing happens and his offense gets shut down in a way or neutralized and Kyle isn't able to adapt.
Dude, if you guys have been watching the Cohn phone since it started, Amin was one of the first guys to call in. You were like 13 when you would call in. Now, are you like a senior in high school now?
Yep. Damn, dude. You're making me feel old, so Grant. You're making me feel old. You're making me feel old, Grant.
Dude, when are you going to start applying to college?
Literally I have to start applying in 2 months, Grant, or like in a month. Yeah.
That's so cool, man. I'm so proud of you, dude. You're doing great. Thanks for calling in. You got to call in more often. I'll do more of these.
All right, Grant. Later.
All right. See you soon, man. Well, going out with Amin the Dream, dude, just grew up right in front of our eyes, man. That is a Cohn phone success story. from Korean Niner to Mean the Dream. Thanks for everyone who called. Chris, Luis, who never actually made it in. Others. What was that one dude's name? Mardo. Dude, Mardo. Everyone was great today. Except for that one dude. Where you at? Niners Red Zone. You didn't call in and you were talking hella shit in the comments. I don't respect it. You should call in next time. Let us know how you feel. All right, guys. It seems like it's going to be a nice day in the Bay. Let's go outside and make some things happen. Hold on. Wait a second. Before we go.